My lovelies! Welcome to my channel and my art studio. I am Mrs. B, your Catholic art teacher. Last week you painted this beautiful depiction of Our Lady of Guadalupe, and I have some of your work, and you will surely be receiving a special work of art, of my artwork. I will be sending it to you all in a form of a certificate of accomplishment. So that's something to look forward to, boys and girls. So well done to that. This week, boys and girls, you're going to be doing something that we are familiar with. We are familiar with the Santa Claus, but did you know that Santa is actually Saint Nicholas? He's a saint, really, and they used it, they commercialized it so that you know, it would become more commercialized version, and the whole purpose of it got lost in the ages. So boys and girls, I want to talk to you about Saint Nicholas. So we're going to draw a picture of Saint Nicholas, but he was actually a bishop. Yeah. So we're going to draw his the headpiece of the bishop, which goes something like this. And then he has a second piece coming like that. And Saint Nick, he was a bishop of Myra, place in South Asia, and he's very famous for, well, he's a patron saint of children. He loved children. And during this time of the year, he's known for bringing gifts for the less fortunate. So, boys and girls, we're going to draw this lovely depiction of Saint Nick. And yeah, we're going to learn a little bit more about Saint Nick as well as we're going along. So I'm going to draw his mustache, which like that. He was a very, very kind he grew up in a family, Christian family, and he grew up to be very kind, loving. His parents brought him up very well. But his parents died when he was young due to a plague and epidemic. You could say similar to the epidemic that we are in right now with the COVID-19. And they died, and so he was. They left him very wealthy. You know, they left him with a lot of wealth, and he got a considerable amount of money. And so growing up, he was young when they died, and he was growing up trying to find a purpose of his life. Now he heard of this man who lost absolutely everything, and this man had 3 beautiful daughters. Now in those days, boys and girls, he had 3 beautiful girls, and in those days, it was a woman's, if a woman had to get married, she must have money to get married, and they called it dowry. But this man, he lost everything. He was in financial ruins, and if you did not have money to marry your children, then the children would be put on the streets. They would be, you know, nothing good would come of them, so to speak. So, you know, he had no means of providing for these girls, these daughters. And when St. Nick heard about that, well, he decided to do something about it. So he left his house in the dead of the night with a bag full of coins, gold coins. Like I told you, his parents had a lot of money and they left it for him. And yeah, he decided he's going to do something positive, you know, because he didn't want to see the girls end up in the streets, you know. So he in the dead of the night, he went to the girl's house, and through the window he threw the money through the window, and yeah, the father was able to marry one of his daughter, you know, because that's how it is, really. And when the father was able to marry the one, and so Saint Nick decided, you know, he must do the same for the other two. And so what he did, he did the same thing. And on the third occasion, the father wanted to know who was doing this kind gesture. You know, he just needed to know who was doing this for his daughter. So he decided to keep watch, and he eventually caught Saint Nick in the middle of his actions, and Saint Nick asked him to promise him not to tell anybody. So he had to say, okay, I promise you, Saint Nick, I won't tell anybody about what you're doing. But you know that in those days, you know, after some time it came out, and yeah, so everybody knew about Saint Nick, and it didn't stay a secret for too long. So yeah, so that's the story of Saint Nick. And boys and girls, this is definitely a beautiful story about how, and the name Santa came when the people from, it's a European name from Germany, Sinterklaas, and that's how Santa came out, you know, the name Santa came to mean. And so boys and girls, that's where you have, so you can get some icons looking similar to this, where you have Saint Nick with his bag of coins, and he has his bishop's staff and his tall headpiece. And there we have the picture, the story of Saint Nick. And yeah, I hope that you will look at Santa in a different light, you know. Saint Nicholas is known for his acts of generosity, and he did not he didn't want anybody to know about it. That's probably why we only hear the commercialized version of Saint Nicholas, but he really did exist, and he really did kind deeds. So boys and girls, this is Saint Nick. Have a wonderful Christmas, and I'll be posting you videos on a weekly basis. So check my channel out, and God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Congratulations to the following students who are featured in my YouTube channel. You'll be receiving this certificate soon. And congratulations to the students featured here with a rainbow star sticker. You will be receiving a special certificate with a copy of my original Marian painting for your lovely artwork of our Blessed Mother Mary for Holy Mary Week. Hip, 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 hooray!